Hi you cool cats, welcome to Tech Tuesdays. Kadrian here, the sax hobby coach, bringing you the best practice tips, tools and ideas to help you as a beginner saxophone player develop the practice habits and routines to master your saxophone faster. Now my purpose is to serve, motivate and to inspire you. So if it's your first time here, consider subscribing and remember to turn on that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video on this channel. So learning to play the saxophone is already a daunting task, right? And maybe you don't even have a teacher to guide you along the path. So today I am going to share with you 3 of the tools that I use in my playing of the saxophone and learning of the saxophone, which kind of make things a bit easier while going through the process of learning the saxophone. All right, so one of the first piece of accessories that I believe you should invest in when starting the process of learning the saxophone is to buy yourself a tuner. You know, it is very important that you stay in tune, that your saxophone is tuned. So this is my Korg Chromatic CA1 tuner. I have been traveling with this tuner for the longest while. You know, this doesn't leave my saxophone case. Wherever I go, it is always there with me. Now, if you want to have a tuner like this, then I'll leave a link in the description below. This is about $20 on Amazon. So just in case you cannot invest in a standard tuner like my Korg Chromatic CA1, then you can get an app for your phone. You know, tonal energy is pretty popular, but what I'm sharing is a free app that you can use to tune your saxophone. So going to the app store, you just look for tuner and metronome and you look for this little blue one which is called SoundCorset. And what I like about SoundCorset is that there are many options in here. You know, when you go to here, you can actually record your practice time in here to track how long you have practiced. Then you have the metronome, of course, and then if you go into the settings, you can actually set the tuner in a way whereby you can tap on these options here. If you tap on C, D, E and go over here to E flat, because if we're playing the alto saxophone, it's an E flat instrument. So therefore we would tune that to E flat, and whatever notes you are playing on your saxophone, then you are going to see that note on the right. And then your concert pitch is going to be on the left. So this is a free tuner that you can use to tune your saxophone or while you play with others. And if you go out and you need to play along with your backing track, you need to make sure that your saxophone is in tune, because nothing sounds more horrible than playing a saxophone that is out of tune. So this is the tuner that I use outside of my standalone tuner when I'm out. Now, the second free tool I want to share with you is a metronome. Now, SoundCorset already has a metronome, you know, but there are a few reasons why I am going to share this metronome with you. So let me jump over to my computer so I can show you just that. Okay, so this is the metronome that I use when I'm practicing, and it's called Metronome Online. And you can get this in the App Store as well. I like to use it in the browser, and there are a few reasons why I like to use this metronome. Like, for example, if you look over here, you can see my practice times with this chart here on the left for the last 7 days, since last week Wednesday and today Tuesday. Okay, and then you can see how long I practiced for today, 2 hours and 38 minutes, and for the last 7 days, 10 hours and 16 minutes, and then this month and last month and this year, and then my all-time total of practice time. Over here on the right, you can set some goals that you want to accomplish, and that is the reason why I like to use this metronome, because it's more than a metronome. Okay, I can use it for several different reasons. So when I am practicing scales, arpeggios, or licks, or runs, or I'm seeking to develop my speed, then this metronome is what I use, and then I use this. I can actually make my lesson plans as to what I want to practice for the upcoming days or weeks. And so I like this metronome for those particular reasons. And as I said to you, if you don't want to download the app, once you're on your PC or your Mac or whatever you're on, you can just go into your browser and you will find this app so that you can use it to practice with. Because it's very important that you practice with a metronome so that you can even out your fingers when you are practicing. And then you have all kinds of options where you can subdivide the beats when you are practicing, for example. So I like this metronome very much, and I've been using it for a long time. And then in addition to that, I use this metronome as a reward, one of the 3 elements necessary for you to develop any habit for it to stick. The third element is that you need to reward yourself. And when I see that I've practiced for the last 7 days, and how many days in the last month, and how many hours I've put in, I keep track of what I am doing with my saxophone. So I like this metronome very much. Okay guys, so the next tool that I want to share with you is called Time Stretch. Now what Time Stretch allows you to do is to loop songs, change the pitch, and slow down the song. So for example, when I am learning to play songs by ear, I usually loop the songs. I don't necessarily change the pitch, which you can do right here, but I will slow down. If there's a very fast passage and I can't seem to figure out the notes, then I'll slow it down and I'll actually loop. So what you do is just go to open track, and we're going to just grab something from here. Let me find the weed. Let's hear what that is. All right. All right, so let's imagine that this was a piece of vocals. Now, I am not going to use any copywritten music, so I'm just using a piece of free music. So what if you wanted to loop that section? You just grab one of these ends right here, and you just loop that section, and then you just come over to the corner here and grab that. So that's how you loop. And then you could stretch that out and go down there and loop another section, right? Because that's how I learn songs. When I'm learning to play songs by ear, I'll take a phrase, so let's say at the front here, and I'll just take a little part of the song, I loop it, and I learn that part, then I move to another part, and I loop that, and then I take it to another section or a few more phrases, and I loop that, and I learn that, and then I put both parts together, and I keep doing that until I reach to the end of the song. Now, another thing that you can do is to change the pitch. So if you go here, you can change it by semitones, right? So let's change this to about 4 semitones. By the way, let us hear what it sounded like before we change that, so that we know that the pitch has changed. That's the pitch. All right, now we're going to change that by about 4 semitones, and here we go now. Okay, so this is useful, especially if you're playing your saxophone. You only know 1 or 2 keys on your saxophone. You can change the pitch of the song to match the key that you are playing in, all right? And then you can slow down the song. So let us use the speed changer and slow that down and hear what it sounds like. So technically, you are learning a song and the song is very fast. Now, I play reggae and reggae is not very easy to play on saxophone, I must tell you, right? And I have to slow down a lot of songs a lot of time because there are some passages which are just so fast and you have no time to breathe. So I just slow down that section until I hear the notes and I have gathered the notes in my head and I've gathered them under my finger, and then I'll just put it back to the actual speed. So you could change the pitch, you could speed the song up or slow it down, you could loop the song, and then let's say for example you loop this section and you could save it, right? You go to save and I'd have to whitelist this site. So this is a useful piece of tool that you should have in your arsenal among your tools as you seek to learn the saxophone. So those are the 3 pieces of tools I wanted to share with you as you continue to learn your saxophone. Tuner, a metronome, and a looping URL that you can use while you are learning to play your sax. And I'll leave links to all of these below in the description so that you have these can use, okay? Whether you want to download an app or you want to just go on a website, you want to just go in your browser and type that in, I'll leave those links below so that you have those to use. Now, I want you to share with us below in the comments of one tool that you use to aid you in the process of learning to play your saxophone, whether you're learning to play scales or you're learning to play songs or you're learning to play licks and runs and all those good stuff. And as always, guys, push play until something happens. Peace.